All right, good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing this morning? All right. We got some great energy coming back. We had a great group that went to family reunion. If you had a little bit of FOMO because you missed out, I'd lie to you and tell you it wasn't good, but it was the opposite. It was outstanding, right? Here's what I do is my assessment is life's meant to be done together. There's just an energy that comes with meeting the people and doing life together. And Dan Goon summed this up. He didn't even go. He goes, you can't feel the campfire virtually. You gotta be in the woods and feel it. And that's a great way to sum it up. One thing I learned too is CW is like 71 years old, and he goes stronger than any human being that I've ever met from the beginning to the end. One of these days, I want to be like CW and be able to do that as well. Any wise wisdom on that? And he's got glasses on, and he costs my family money. I and my wife, he has his Facebook glasses on that record. So if he's looking at you, he could be recording you with these glasses. He's really cool. Namesh might lose a job and CW might be a driller or a tech. I was just kidding. Oh, I got yes. All right. So this is a recap of our meeting, what we're going to do. I asked a group of agents that were there to be able to come and share their experience, and more importantly, a couple of ahas that they heard and they'd implement along the way. So you're going to get a lot of that energy and a little bit of our ahas. So we're going to skip that portion of it. Right, and we're just going to jump in. I promise you will get some really good nuggets, some really good energy recapping that event. Okay, Greg, you ready?
Yeah, I have some stuff to say.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. So I have just some marketing stuff I want to share with you guys. Go to the next slide. Yep.
There you go.
Cool. So just some general market updates. As of course, we're still as a market center, always farming in Fort Bend County. So we're sponsors of the Sugarland Space Cowboys. If you guys know, they changed the name this year.
Say it with confidence.
The Sugarland Space Cowboys. Woo! Right. So, right. So we're sponsors, and we renewed it last year with the Skeeters. So if you notice, we had a big sign. We're gonna have a new sign because as part of their partnership with the Astros, they're looking to update their signs with their new in-house team. So we're working with them. We're also gonna have a commercial that's playing during games, so which is gonna be pretty cool. So it's gonna happen about all their home games. We're gonna have a commercial promoting our office. So that's gonna be really awesome for us. Once again, we're gonna have our I guess Space Cowboys family night. So that's pending. So we're gonna have a night for that. So that's gonna be really cool. They're gonna be working even more with us to promote it, to make sure everyone has a great time there. You'll be able to see the commercial, see the sign, and even more. Also, we're going to be on the cover of Up Close magazine. So thank you to our ALC. We did a photo shoot. We did an article just highlighting our culture, highlighting what we're doing for Red Day, some of our numbers and how we're growing. So that's going to be next week is going to be out. For the photo shoot, we actually did a really cool video. So behind the scenes video with our ALC. So go to the next one. I just want to share this with you guys. It was really fun. Thank you, Donna, and everyone in the ALC that's here. So let's hit play. Let's go. But I was going to share with you guys, that's going to be on our social media. We're going to make sure we promote it. So thank you again to our ALC. As always, video is a big part of marketing yourselves, and we do it as a brokerage, but you as an agent should do that. There's plenty of resources to create videos. One, we have Home USA Studios. They do videos for free. So you just got to sign up, go to homeusastudio.com, and they'll help you really create a great video. Two, we have our vendors that do videos. Now will cost a little bit of money. We've been working with them to reduce cost a bit, but if you want to create a video, whether it's one location, multiple locations, drone footage, listings, etc., definitely reach out to me and I can make sure you're connected with them. Three, the unlimited source that you have is your phone, right? So you can do that at any time. So if you want to do a video, use your phone. There's different apps that you can use. If you need advice on, hey, what should I do? Do I need a microphone? Do I need some lighting? Whatever it is, feel
Glasses.
free to glasses.
Glasses.
Like CW. I know CW just been doing some really cool videos with his wife. Some really simple stuff that you can use to market your farm area, yourself as an agent. Huh? Really?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Really simple stuff. Man, when you're doing content, you're not sure what to think about, right? You're gonna always leverage holidays. So I know many of you did a great job leveraging Valentine's Day for content that you want to create. Many of you leverage Black History Month, which is still going on. That's really great content you create. Just think about holidays, of course. Talk about real estate. You guys are all experts here. So anything you can educate your audience on real estate, create a quick video. Keep it a minute or shorter is amazing, but if it's longer than a minute, that's really great as well. So cool.
All right, good stuff.
Yeah, awesome.
He's gotten a lot better at that, hasn't he? I like the energy. There's one term that I heard over and over with top producers family. They use the word being authentic, right? The more authentic you can be in your video is critical. If it's not you, don't just show up the way you are. And I have a saying, if you don't like the way that you look or sound on video, get over it. That's the way you look and sound. Like, just get up there and dance, right, LaDonna? That's awesome. Okay. Thank you, Greg. Is it going to the next?
Escape from there.
Oh, look at that. Oh, you want to watch it again, LaDonna? Okay, great. Nikki.
Thank
Just a
you.
little bit. Couple claps. You got a couple claps.
Can I get a good one? Thank you. Thank you. So I want to piggyback of what Greg just said, right? It says to educate and talk to your database, talk to your people, utilize what we as an office and what you can create on your own to touch base with everybody in your database. One of the most things that were talked about at Family Reunion was fear, right? I think everybody agrees on that, and consistency. Don't think that because you send out one campaign emails through command to all your database, that's going to have effect on the long term. Make sure that you have a solid plan. Command helps you with all of that. Nimesh teaches great classes, but touch your spheres, give content of value, provide value that can be educational, can be an event that you're throwing, a micro event. You have to be as you are. So I am like this. Micro events. Throw something that could get you closer to your sphere, because your sphere is what is going to give you business in these hard times to find listings. And we're all here to help you if you need anything like that. We had a contest of loving on listings. We are beating the other two offices by a lot. So congratulations to all the agents.
Because we're the best.
Yes, definitely. I told them that you would have done something nice for our office when we would win.
Yeah, they'll get attaboys and attagirls. I'm kidding. Yes. Glasses. No.
So yeah, absolutely. And we're all here all the time. We got great leadership information during the family reunion. We're here to provide even a better assistance to all of you, from the newer agents to the most experienced ones. So be tuned for a great second half.
All right, great, cool. I'll recap. Krista extended her, she wasn't on vacation during family reunion, but her family went to join her in Orlando to hit all the parks. So she'll be out. So Eric, come up. If you guys have not, come on, Eric. Don't be bashful. So Eric's going to be handling it. Krista's still helping you, right? So
Yeah.
she's not afar. So any of that getting paid and making sure Eric's in great spot. He's turned it around. If some of you notice, we did add a little bit of a different system while we're out of town, that we can do checks that can be sent to you, right, via email, that you don't have to wait for the office that print it out. And that way you don't even have to come to the office. You print out your checks and you get it. Some people thought that was a scam and we were junk. No, it was a real deal. It's called Deluxe what's the deluxe checking system, something like that. So if you got one of those, that was just a way like, oh, we can't sign your check because Chad and Andy are away. No, we figured we always want to get better to make sure you guys get paid. Right. So, and accuracy as well. So we're excited to have Eric in the seat.
Yeah, very excited. Yeah.
Yes. Anything else you got? Got it all under control?
Oh yeah, it's going pretty well so far. So yeah, I can't wait to work with y'all. So.
Okay, great. Thank you, Eric.
Need Eric,
Good.
numbers 281.
All right, recap
Yep, Sienna Bus.
on this.
Oh, Santa Bus Tour. Okay, yeah. So we still have a little bit more space. Again, we've doubled the prizes and the giveaways. We're going to have a great time. We're leaving from here right at 10:30. We're meeting downstairs in the lobby for coffee and cocoa. And look, the weather got cold again. Just for
the
our
trip.
tour. Just for our tour. And so we'll have some coffee and cocoa downstairs. Be there by 9:50 so you can get loaded on the bus, get your swag bag. And stay tuned for more, I guess, surprises. But we do have some more space. Go to the link that's on there to get yourself registered. But we don't have a lot of space. So if you still want to take advantage of this opportunity, please do so now.
Really where we have to increase our knowledge of Sienna.
Absolutely.
So we can increase our what? Market share. Doggone it, we need some more market share in Sienna. Okay,
We do. We're not the leading.
okay,
company. We
any
need to
question?
Double it.
So it pays.
Pays
you
to
go.
go learn about Sienna.
Yes.
More than one way. Pays more than one way. I'll help you. in a second.
Yes, Mike.
There's a listing in one.
You want us to stop by that listing?
We're gonna drive the bus right by. Yeah.
We definitely have several agents in Sienna, and
Yeah.
Sienna has been wanting all of our agents to participate even greater when it comes to their HOAs meetings. So that's another way for you to add value there and to make sure that you're known. So anyways.
Okay, great. We have a great class coming up. It's called 6 Personal Perspectives. This is a bold coach and agent out of Las Vegas. He had to come here for this is a true story. He called me and goes, hey, I'm going to be in Houston because I'm taking a barbecue class and I need to teach a class because he's almost to the point of being a KW approved trainer. Even though he's a bold coach, I said, yeah, we're open. 6 Personal Perspectives. We haven't taught it in a little bit. So if you haven't taken that class, great class on mindset, activities, the way you go about it. You'll do it in 3 hours, which will be well worth it. Join us for that class. We're going to give you an opportunity to sign up because he asked, can I have the link? Because I can get other people from Houston to attend. I said, let me make sure I give our agents an opportunity before we open it up for others. So take advantage of it. It'll be worth your time, especially if you haven't taken it. Okay, no, they don't get to talk. They'll get to talk later. Okay, I want to give you a little bit of recap, and then the ones who raised their hand and said, I wanted to come up and give some ahas that were there, I'd love to hear about it. But I want to give you, this was in Gary's session on Sunday. We had a great group. How many were here in the classroom? Dan, you didn't make it? Oh, he made it at his house. The days were there. That was good. Anybody else that was here that day? That was a good group. Norman? Oh, yeah, Jack was there. I saw you in the picture. I think this is a session that we can go back and recap, right? Remember, we say this is Gary's vision. They have a whole team that spends all year long looking at our economy, and then Gary just puts it in a word that we can use, right? And so we got to put the perspective of where we are in this, because a lot of people think we are in a bubble. He said, we are not in a bubble. He said, are we starting to blow one? Yeah, we are starting to blow one, but we are not in a bubble when it comes to real estate. And here's just a couple of slides, and Namesh and I were going over this, and just looking at the number of home sales and where we are, right? Just comparatively, especially back in 04 and 06, which was what? It was a bubble, by the way. You can call that a bubble. And kind of where we are, and just the projection is our sales are going to be slightly down this year. Biggest case of that is we don't have enough inventory, right? I perspective of me, we're running a car dealership and we're going to have a record number of sales, and you drive on the lot and go, we don't have any cars. And then you go, well, that's just the market because the guy down the street doesn't have any cars either. No, but what they do in the car industry, I have a buddy, is they go find the car and hook people before they even get to the lot. And that's a lot of we're going to have to do moving forward in our real estate. You had a thought on this?
Yeah,
I do.
quickly. Yeah. So, and Gary was saying that, you know, when Chad alluded to it, that we're probably at the bookend of this market, right? Now, can we predict how long that's going to be? No, not necessarily. He said it could be a year. We might still be in it 2 or 3 years, right? But what can impact this, right? Some of what impacts the market, usually employment, right? GDP or some of the other ones, interest rates, obviously. And another big one right now is socioeconomic and world events, right? You wanted to definitely kind of pinpoint on that.
I mean, yeah, we have an event going on in the world that could change a lot of way our real estate means. Doesn't mean to scare you, put you in your reality, right? The Russian-Ukraine could have an effect on what our market looks like. So we pay attention to that just because of where we're moving forward. Gary said this. I love how he articulated. He was on fire for me, right? When I listen to Gary, I like him. I'm like, I like the way he spoke. It was in alignment with the way I think business and things should be operated. He goes, if you have 3 or 4 sources of business and you consistently show up and do those 3, 4, he goes, it doesn't matter what the market is. You will be fine.
Absolutely.
You will be fine because people, right, will have real estate needs.
And stay ahead of that market, right? So you alluded to the Sienna bus tour. The great thing about Sienna is that they still have development occurring. And the more you can know that information in the beginning, you can start taking that and door knocking and marketing, doing videos to the people within Sienna. Because who moves to Sienna? The people who are already there. So that's how you're going to find some listings and know that they have an opportunity for purchases later. So you move that market. Lean into your allied business sources in the sphere that you have.
Yeah. Okay, this goes to the bubble story. Did we see a rise in prices in our market?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you look at a national trend line, right, which is a long-term average of 4%, 4% is healthy. And you go back all the way to 90 and you go all the way through, right? Our home values are not too much off the 4%. That's why he's saying we're really not in a bubble. So just kind of keep that in mind. We don't have a slide for the new starts.
We will.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what he said in the new starts. New starts meaning new construction. So in this era of time right here, the amount of new constructions that needed to be kept up with our growth in population would just win. It was a very much a decrease.
Yeah. So I have
And the
number.
way
Sorry.
you have it,
I have the number for that. So the number is actually, we are 5 million homes behind.
5 million, meaning at the rate of new starts, new construction, the way we're doing it today would take us 18 years to make up that gap. What do you hear in that? And why is that important to you? Yeah, well, we still have an inventory problem and we have an entry level problem. No matter what goes on in our market, that is not going away. It's going to be tough. Is it tough to find somebody an entry level home to start at today?
Yes.
You can tell me if I'm wrong. CW just started in the industry about 41 years ago, so you can correct me, right? You lived through the 80s, which was a different cap of it as well. That was scary because you had multiple things that were impacting it as well.
I do have a bit of an aha on this slide, right? So we like to make sure that we provide you with the support and information that makes you the expert. What makes you guys different from that, 1%, mom and pop broker, right? Is educating your clients. Now, yes, the notion right now in this market is for buyers, it's crazy, right? But now if you really boil down and explain it, if we had subprime lending crisis in the market tank, this is basically where we would been with prices in that 4% appreciation rate.
Yeah.
Right? And that's exactly how you explain it to your clients.
All right, here's another great slide to look at. Anybody in business in 07 through 11? Yeah, a lot of you. Did you make a good living during those years? Did you feed your family during those years? Okay, great. There's plenty of sales though. There was sales that happened, right? And look at your inventory in these years at 10.4, 8 months is a national average, right? We lived through that. There was still an opportunity. And now look where it is right on this. And the projection, it might go up just a little bit.
the national average, right?
I would tell
2.3.
you, this is something we've never seen before in our inventory. Just great slide to show, by the way. All these slides you're doing, and I would go back and watch that. We'll provide you some because we're just getting our hands on it now. I would include these in your listing presentation and be able to really articulate and walk through those.
And I'll help you one better. This one is our local.
Yeah.
The next slide is our local number.
Yeah, and
We're
here's our
0.7.
4 bend.
Months of inventory.
So the national average is at 2.3 right now. Us in our local market right at 0.7.
Let's just take a moment and say a
Yes.
prayer for
Yep.
more listings,
Yeah.
and then let's go get after it. Yes, we're gonna see it.
But you
Okay.
know what? The interesting point, I don't remember if it was Gary or if it was Mark that said it. He was like, it's not that the inventory is not there, the inventory is selling a lot at a quicker rate, right? So finding that inventory, putting it out there and then getting it
Yeah.
sold at a quicker rate.
Well, there's slide after the slide. Who's the agent that gets the business?
The
one who
person
what?
there.
Gets there first. Data after data shows most people will still only interview one real estate agent. Get there first.
There's only a 90%.
Okay, this is a great perspective. Is it great to own real estate today?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'll put this in perspective. Did people have available cash in the last year or so more than ever before?
Yes.
Some didn't, right? Some people were hurting, but a lot of people were having more. And the cool thing is a lot of them put it in real estate. They made a house change. They did something else with their money. Gary made the joke is, yes, somebody went out and bought cowboy boots, right, and wasted. Some people are still sitting on it too. The government stimulated our economy and put a lot of money into it, but a lot of people with that additional, right? Recap, here's the part of inflation, if you like it or not. The gap between the have and have-nots when it comes to wealthy, it only gets bigger.
Yeah.
Right? And we got to educate people. We got to get their money into real estate. Now, cool slide too, when people go, oh, the affordability piece. If you look at a car, you look at gas, you look at a house with the mortgage, because they're basically just giving you money at one point, right? What was the low of interest rates you saw? What's the lowest? 2.7. They were giving it away at one point. Oh, we lost it.
It'll come back in a second. I don't think it's the. Of course, right at that time.
Yeah, and then if you look at wages and what an increase is, but if you look at the increase of the change, 30%, 56, 58%, 13, and yet with the mortgage and the way you could get money and the affordability of a home is incredible. I mean, that's the story you tell. Is it the affordability rate going to be more? Sure. We could probably teach a class on that, but that's a great slide as well.
Here it is.
Oh, here's your new home starts.
Yep.
At the rate that they're building today, it would take 18 years to get back to where we should have been.
And that rate is 1 million new homes a year on
Yep.
average.
Okay, enough from us. Turn to your neighbor and say, we're done with the leadership team. Let's listen to it. All right, some of you raised your hand and said you could come up and share a few ahas, so come up to the front. LaDonna, Liz, CW, Tasha, who else?
Jay, were you sharing?
Oh yeah, Jade was sharing. I just didn't, it's like she was supposed to. Who wants to go first? Oh, go Liz. And Liz.
Over here.
You gotta do it.
Right.
So that the people.
Liz, you have one job. I'm gonna grab this and go back here, somebody here. Tell us why, and we'll let you guys have the stage. First off, tell us why family reunion.
There's a big difference in seeing something in person than seeing something virtually. You know, is it an investment? Yeah, but the very first time I went was this was my 8th family reunion. And I've had my license 15 years, never went until that very first time. And I said to myself, I will never miss one ever again. And I say that wholeheartedly. So, and it's funny because there were some folks that I'm used to seeing at family reunion that weren't there this year. And it just felt different. Like it's amazing to be there in person. So if you're considering it, start saving now.
Yeah.
If it's because it is an investment, right? Start saving now, and then you'll be ready for next year.
Yep.
And that's the one place that I splurge, by the way. I'm like, I don't care,
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat.
And you don't even
whatever,
like
I'm gonna-
people too.
I don't. For those of you that know me, no, I will say I would much rather talk to a dog than a person.
Yeah.
So,
Go.
so my ahas,
Yes.
I wanted to share some business ones and some personal, like some, people ones too. The first aha that I realized, they talked a lot about events, the micro, as Nikki said. And with events, the one thing I learned, I took back was, it doesn't matter who it doesn't matter as much as who goes, but who you invite. Like whoever you give that invitation to, they're the ones that are going to remember that you invited them to something. So, and if they say no, which they probably will, or may or may not, then you can give that seat away twice. So then you've got a second person that has felt important in your circle, right? So that was pretty powerful.
These were
for me.
big businesses doing just
Yeah.
what you said.
Huge,
Yeah.
huge businesses, right? So that's one thing that I remembered is, it doesn't matter who goes, it matters who I invite.
Yeah.
The second thing is ROI on your database. We all have databases, right? And we're supposed to have an ROI on it. According to these mega businesses,
Yeah.
5% return on your database in terms of transactions is good. 10% is great, 15% is amazing. So you know what this girl did? Went home and looked at her database and said, I should be getting this many transactions and I'm not, so I need to work on that.
So for every 100 people you have in your database, 5's okay,
Mhm.
10's good, 15 is great. Remember in the MREA, what number did we use? We used a 12 to 2. It's changed. For every 12 you'd get 2 contacts, 1 direct and 1 repeat. Anybody remember that section? I'm the only one who read that book. Okay, but that's awesome. I wrote that down, the 5, 10, 15%.
And then the last business one was, they were talking about conversations. Like we all wonder, like, what do we say? What do we say to people when we call, right? And the one statement that stood out to me that I loved was one of the MAPS coaches said, a conversation should be like a skirt, long enough to cover the subject, but short enough to still be interesting. And I thought that was.
Say that one more time. They didn't catch it.
Amazing. She said, a conversation should be like a skirt, long enough to cover the subject, but short enough to still be interesting. And I thought that was
That is
fabulous.
awesome.
So
You got a better reaction live than you guys
it was
did.
awesome. And they said, if you don't know what to say, or if you think you're going to take too long, just say, hey, Sally, I'm running into a meeting, but thought of you and wanted to check in. You're not running into a meeting, but that way it keeps the conversation short.
The sense of urgency.
And then the last personal one that I will say is, there is so much business, so much success that you have access to at family reunion. And that's one of the big reasons why I go. And not to say that there's not successful businesses here in our office, because there are successful, very successful agents here. But when you can network with an agent who their GCI was $28 million GCI, and you can just have a conversation with them. No offense to the agents here, but I'm going to want to sit with them versus, an opportunity that I don't have if I'm not there in person. It opens your eyes to, holy cow, I can, and 28 million is, I see your reaction. That's like even little compared to some of the businesses there. So that to me, it opens my eyes to, this is what I can do.
We got Imran to say 15. Remember, they've been about 2.4. And he threw out 15, goes, why did I say that out loud to you?
It's amazing.
Imran, those were your words.
So those were my ahas.
That was very good. Thank you, Liz. All right. Who's next? Donna Parker, you gonna do a dance or no?
So when I first started here, it was like in the first or second years when Andy's office was still right up front.
A little louder, please.
I was out at the front desk, and kind of teasing with Chad, and I said, oh, you think I can't drop it like it's hot?
Yeah.
And he's looking at me, and
She made me turn red.
Yes. Poor Andy came out and goes, what did you do to my husband? No, that was fun. So that's just to say that the dance culture for me is just part of my brand. I'm comfortable with it, and I'm gonna drop it like it's hot and wear my heels until my body tells me I can't do it anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, and I try to keep it classy. I promise you, I won't get you all into anything that I can't get you out of. So, and I tell my clients that too. So for me, Do I get the same
Yeah.
question? Why family reunion?
Yeah, why family reunion?
It is the ultimate mastermind, much like Liz shared. You just get to tap into so many resources and practical experiences and successful people. It's like the energy is absolutely amazing. And that's why, I make it a point to go, and just being able to walk through the halls and see people that you only hear about, you've seen them on Zoom. Ben Kenny, I got me a photo snapped in with him. I got to see Mo, and everybody loves Mo. So yeah, it's a family. It really feels like a family reunion. And you get to meet people along the way who are at other companies taking a look at us. I had a unique opportunity to meet someone from Connecticut who's with the company that I used to be with before, Keller Williams, and I think she'll be joining us. So that's why family
Yep,
reunion
awesome.
for me. It's a great opportunity to mastermind.
Your ahas.
My ahas, and I'll be brief. The big one for me was consistency. And consistency not only encouraged, but the consistency of the messaging that our company chose to offer us. Gradual, then sudden. Who all was there kept hearing that? It's your success, your experience is gradual, then sudden. For example, Bo and Kimber Manketti, they have multiple market centers in the DC area. They shared how they had humble beginnings, and it was the consistency doing the same thing over and over again. And all of a sudden they were gradually increasing, and then boom, they were big, and they chose to stay big and get bigger. Also, Dan Ihara out of Hawaii, I think Liz commented on some of the information that he shared, but he specializes in doing the workshops and seminars, gradual, and then, all of a sudden it's like, it's a big deal. And I happened to run into him out and about, and he didn't think I remembered him. I was like, great job, Dan. He just went like, oh, okay, thanks. But it's gradual and then sudden. Being committed to consistently doing these seminars. There was one panelist who shared that they're doing 2 a week. It's over about 100 or so per year. So if that's something that you choose, and then finally,
Well, there's a reality of that is what you need to hear is a lot of people will give up when
yes,
it's about ready to occur, and you got to push
Yes.
through.
yes,
Yes.
that persistence.
Yeah.
And then with Aaron Kaufman, our growth guru, he shared in his presentation that when we are inviting people to have our experience, it's a gradual thing. When you're committed to growing your profit share and helping people in that respect, you keep doing it, and all of a sudden you'll look up and you'll go, wow, this is pretty good. The other aha, which I will follows that experience with Aaron Kaufman, is to be the reason that someone decides to have a better business and career with Keller Williams. Because after all, we are the #1 company. And when people are making decisions, they're looking for, well, who's the best? Where should I be going? And then they're out and interacting with you. So with that in mind, we must lead by example and be the example, demonstrate to people that we're interfacing with, why is Keller Williams the best? You talk about our systems, our leadership, the experience that we create for our agents and partners. So be that example. And what Aaron said is, one thing's for sure, when people come and join us, they're going to sign, and you want them to sign your name. For me, I signed because when I moved to the Houston area 10 years ago, I met a lady named Glenda Hampton. She's the PC or assistant team leader
Professionals.
at Professionals now. Now, it just so happened that my sister-in-law, who's also an agent, we joined at the same time. But Glenda Hampton is why we joined. So I'm on her second level, but still, she was the reason, and she continues to lead by example for me in this company. So I encourage you all to be that example and make sure you show up around 1 o'clock so we can talk a little more about that.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
Good job. Thank you, LaDonna. Tasha, let's hear it. This was your first family reunion.
Yes, and I didn't take a lot of notes I have a lot of ahas, so I'm gonna try to stay focused.
Yes. So why'd you go this year?
I went to family reunion because everybody was talking about it. Like, you need to go to family reunion, just like bowl. You need to do bowl. You need to do bowl. So I finally decided to go, and now I'm like, why didn't I go earlier? So I have three big highlights from family reunion. One is, of course, being in the same room with Gary Keller. He's amazing. One, I went to an event that honored the first African-American member of National Association of Realtors. That was exciting. And I ran into James Shaw at happy hour and got a chance to take a picture with him. So if you're not on James Shaw's Pivot Live on Facebook, you are missing out. So I was so excited. It was like I was starstruck. I'm like, I wanted to talk with him. He's so nice. So those were three big highlights. My biggest ahas from family reunion, the first thing was database. When Gary said your database is your data bank, that kind of threw a little light bulb. Anytime bank is in the word, a light bulb go out for me. So that's one of the things that each panelist, each session, I went to all the solo sessions, solo agent sessions. So every panelist talked about their database, just like Liz said, touching your database. So they offered different ways you can touch your database. You can touch your database through events. You can touch your database by calling them. Some of the panelists call their database quarterly. Some of them call them more often. So I thought about that on the plane. And for me, I always have to have a theme for something. So I'm starting a what's up calling campaign. I'm gonna be calling my database, asking them what's up, how you been doing? Haven't talked to you in a while. And then let them know what's going on with me. It's my first time on the ALC, and they're the reason why I'm on the ALC. So kind of give them an update on what's going on with me, kind of throwing some gratitude in there too as well, thanking them. So this week I am doing a what's up calling campaign. I did 16 calls this morning. So my goal is to do 100 this week and just keep going until I finish my entire database. So that's that. The other aha I had was, again, with events. It was customer appreciation events. So we do these customer appreciation events. I haven't hosted one yet, but we have the fancy food and fancy cocktails and things like that. But what do people say when they leave those events? They say, oh, you know what, Tasha gave a really good event. There was some good food, good cocktails, but was that purposeful? So they talked about making our events purposeful, doing our customer appreciation events, but maybe raising money for a particular cause. Not just having an event and people talk about the food was good and got invited and blah, 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 but raising money for that event, raising awareness or something like that. And people will walk away feeling more purposeful. So that's on my GPS for this year. And let's see what else. There was so much. There was so much. And then leveraging. So I've never had hired a transaction coordinator to do any of my stuff. I've never had one before. I'm very territorial. I like to have my hands in everything. But to see solo agents on that stage and talk about their numbers and talk about how they got to their numbers and how they're leveraging. They talked about hiring runners, admin assistants, ISOs, right? ISOs, everything so that they can have more time to better serve their clients. So that got my wheels turning too. I need a transaction coordinator. So my next transaction, I'm committed to hiring one, and Lord, please let her be good, because if it's not, I probably won't ever hire.
Yes, you
again.
will.
So
It'll be good.
yeah, so those, she or he,
Yeah,
sorry,
there you go.
she or he. So those are my biggest ahas. But for me, on the personal side, it was just amazing, guys. Like, I went in with a strategy because I always go in with a strategy. So I loved hanging out in the Mastery Lounge. I had a strategy. I made sure that I ate lunch in the Mastery Lounge. So the Mastery Lounge are for those agents that have a mastery coach, right? So I figured this are all smart people. Okay, I'm in mastery coaching too. So I'm gonna hang out here. I got so much information. People were so forthcoming with information. I met with a guy, sat with him for like 40 minutes. He told me how to get into credit unions. He gave me the whole layout. There's a whole program out there. You register for it and it teaches you how to partner with credit unions and get business.
Wow.
So him and I exchanged information. There was another lady I talked to. We talked about events and stuff like that. So that was my strategy. Every day I would go and get my little lunch from the kiosk and I would sit in the Mastery Lounge with my phone and working, taking notes, and somebody would come sit and I would talk. So it was good. It's amazing.
Awesome. That was a good recap. The energy. All right, Jade. This was your first family reunion.
Yes, and I did
Yes.
it last year digitally, but it was during the winter storm. So, but it is nothing the same as virtual. So, the reason why I chose, well, so it kind of comes from an aha that I got from Gary Keller's vision. People are most likely to pay for an outcome, not opportunity. So I feel like family reunion brings you a lot of opportunity, and it'll bring you to an outcome. So without opportunity, you do not get an outcome. Taking advantage of opportunities. So that's one really big aha that I got. A lot had to do with lead generating, different ways, which is the foundation of your business. So one aha that I got was don't go wide in your relationship with others, go deep. Deeper connections will help you feel your business and be more purposeful with your database. So by being more purposeful with your database, you're kind of targeting the people that you want to maybe nurture and stuff like that. So one solo agent was actually mentioning how they had built their massive database off of just as little as 100 people in the beginning. They just made it consistent to reach out to 5 people each day. And when you think about it, I mean, 5 people each day it's very attainable. It's not overwhelming. So just starting, simplifying the process, not making it complicated, makes things a lot easier. And then a lot was on social media, which we all know is huge. And it's a very, very big tool that we have just within reach for all of us. And one panel speaker said, people move fast on the internet, so make a lasting impression, have a strong bio and engaging content. And also to just be your authentic self. And you'll shine, you'll make a lasting impression. So on social media, people relate to those who are authentic. They show their authenticity, and it really just makes a lasting impression. And also how you don't necessarily have to pay for ads on social media. I mean, that can be great, can help, but for those who don't want to start with a huge budget, you don't need to necessarily post. A lot of these panel speakers actually didn't pay for ads, and they have massive databases, massive businesses. And one quote was, "My mediocre video is better than your non-existent video." So
just go.
So you gotta start somewhere. You've got to start somewhere. If you're camera shy, I mean, who cares? No one's judging you, just make the video. It's better than a non-existent one.
Yep.
And stop scrolling and start posting. You know,
All right.
if you're on there scrolling, you're spending the time on it. Why not post? Why not be purposeful?
Yep.
And you also just generate leads by providing your value and connection, because there's 3 billion people on Facebook, just Facebook alone. And also just consistency. Consistency is key. We've heard it a lot from every single agent that's successful, any panel speaker, anyone that you met there. Is just success really comes from repetitive activities consistently. So those were my biggest ahas.
Very good. All right, great. All right, CW. After all these years in the business with many different brands, why family reunion?
Well, the first one I went to, one, I did want to compare it to some of the others I've been to.
Yeah.
Because it was, I was with Remax for 20 years more. So I just kind of wanted to compare those. And the first one I went to was in Dallas.
Yeah.
But I had to drive all night the night before from Orlando to get back to Houston. Grabbed on the mega bus to go to Dallas. I knew I would probably not be safe on the road. Had to take the mega bus back. And I was only there for his last day, but I got some energy from there. So I wanted to go to this one because I always used all the other places I go as a networking opportunity. So I tried to, before I go, arrange some appointments with other agents that are coming from, areas that might be sending people here, or the places that I've sent people to. all the agents that I've done referrals with in the past. I tried to look up and see if they were there and do those. So I've always looked at it as a business opportunity. The other thing I wanted to do though, Chad, you were talking about the alignment with Gary and the economics, and that's very important to me. Gary keeps talking about 2008 as the Great Recession, and I don't agree with him, because 1980 was a hell of a lot worse. And even before that, my father got stuck with 100 homes under construction in the 1960s. So I've seen it, felt it, and it's a very deep place for me. I thought it was a great strategy to do the economic talk and then have the behaviorist the next day. So, from the economics, I thought it was encouraging and made me feel better that a lot of the things that got us in trouble in 2008 have been rectified to some degree. And so it shouldn't impact us as hard as it maybe did in the past. One of the other things though that was a little bit scary, maybe a little bit, was because each time when we get to this point where there are not enough homes for sale and the prices get so high that your entry-level person can't get in, we come out with new mortgage, people start coming up with other ways to finance properties. And we're seeing that now. I've all kinds of things. Hey, rent to own is kind of coming back in, that the millennials are based more on the mortgage amount, not the price. You see that with cars and everything else. So we're seeing this transition that we could be having a shift coming. And I can tell you that in every shift I've ever been in, somebody makes money in there. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So like 1980, probably 50% of the realtors got out of the business. Well, guess what? People that just got in it did incredible. Okay. In the same way in 2008, a lot of people got out of it or didn't think they could make money. And some people, Chad, you got in it then, made money. So there's always opportunity there. And you just have to be prepared for it. I think that's the one good thing that Gary did, is kind of get prepared for it. And then to follow up the next day with, and I kind of overslept today. Usually I get up at 5:30 and today was like about 8:30. Had some catching up to do. Joe knows how to party.
Yeah, Joe, stay away from Joe. This is the thing.
2 nights in a row with Joe. Okay. But that it's a learning experience too. Get a lot of information from there. But the next day, after going through the economy and everything, the behaviorists had us do this exercise where you looked at, your partner. We each chose a partner, and you looked at them in the face, and the one partner was not supposed to smile, and the other one was. And the person that was not supposed to smile could not smile. Okay. So I think as an office, we need to have a whole thing of let's practice smiling. Okay. Maybe we put signs up everywhere. Smiling is contagious. It really does help. He went into some things that my wife and I have been practicing for decades. And it's like, an attitude of gratitude, writing down in your journal 3 times a day, the things that you're grateful for. When we set goals or when you do your vision board, it's all great. But those things, once you get them, they're not so great anymore. Because it's like a kid at Christmas gets the toy they've always been wanting, but then they go open and have to go to open another toy and another one, and another one. So I think that for us, we have to be grateful for what we have, and that happiness comes from the inside out, not the outside in. Your conditions should not make your happiness. Your happiness should be internal, and that's what he spoke about. If you practice it every day, it'll get you through 1980 and 2008. Trust me, it works. So that's what we do.
Awesome. Thanks, CW. And these glasses are really cool. There's,
I've got some videos for sale.
yeah. His videos are so cool. We didn't even get out of the airport, and Andy went to the Sunglass Hut and got her a pair. So, yeah. Ice bar, yeah. That's awesome. Imran, anything we missed? Okay, come on up because they can hear you.
Come on,
Imran has a new goal. Instead of like a measly 2.5 million in gross commission income, it's 15. I'm just putting you on the spot. He's like, stop.
All right. So we always talk about leverage. Without leveraging, it's hard for anybody to grow, whether it's agent level, whether you're a team or a group. And how do we leverage? Leverage we can do only with good hiring. And what I learned from Gary Keller is, even he has admitted of making mistakes. And he said one line for hiring. He said, follow the process and don't go by your guts. So what I have learned is I'm going to follow process in hiring anybody, whether it's transaction coordinator, hiring any team member or anybody. And this is also applicable in our personal lives as well. He said, go look at the past and see where the trajectory is, where that person is going towards. Is it going down or up?
Yeah.
And hire a talent that can maximize your business. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to join the training for career visioning.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a process where we're going to do KPIs for anybody that we are hiring, whether it is transaction coordinator or anybody.
Yeah.
So I'll make this short like a skirt, but still cover everything.
Yes. Good job. Liz would be proud of that. That it is a process, right? And with the hiring piece or anything else, you have to trust it and follow it. And it's tedious, right, Val? It is tedious, but it's worth it as well. Okay. Anything you heard, ahas? Anybody going to family reunion next year? Because you do it by being committed, and we do have a lot of fun while we're there, by the way. And yes, if you hang around Joe late at night, he will try to get you to have a beverage. Yes.
Yes.
We
What?
don't. What? KW has not officially announced where it's be. Where's the rumblings? Where is it going to be? Is Anaheim. Is the rumblings. Okay.
I've got a quote to close.
Okay, close the one
All right.
quote, and
I've
then we'll
got
be
a-
ready for our business
Well,
partners.
I had a couple of quotes that I heard that
You
was
guys
a
can
big,
come up while we're doing it.
big aha for me, and it's most appropriate in this team meeting. So I wanted to close it out with it. All right. So Jason Abrams said that there's more agents than ever now in the industry. Okay, about 1.6 million nationally. All right, and he said that the likelihood that someone that is in your data bank is also in somebody else's data bank is higher than ever. Okay, so that means that you need to be more purposeful in keeping that connection. Okay, more than ever. Now, if that scares you a little bit, or you thought that was negative, well, let me bring it back up. All right, with this. So Gary Keller mentioned Envision, and if you saw it, you probably heard it, but I want to reiterate it. You can have a career year in any market. Okay. Some people do their best business in up years, and some people do their best business in down years. Okay. So don't worry too much about the market. As long as you continue to get after it, you'll make money. All right. So like Chad said, get after it.
All right, cool. All right, come on, let's move. That way we get him out of here.
I'm getting after it. Hi, guys. How are you? So I like what you guys talked about. I love coming to the meetings, and that's why I'm trying to come exactly at 11 so I can listen to everything that you guys have to say. Being authentic, I think it was I forget who said to be authentic. That is for me the number one thing, and not all of y'all are gonna like me, and that's okay. I hope you all do. And if not, I want to know why. No, I'm just kidding. But I am who I am. And so, I'm approachable. You can always come and talk to me. So I am just myself, and I'm always here to help. And so that's me being authentic. I gave you guys this for surveys, existing surveys, and just what our underwriters are requiring of an existing survey. So you can read that and just see what the things that underwriters look for. And then if you need to discuss anything with the escrow team or me, you know where to find me. Fun facts. So we had President's Day on Monday, and I missed you guys. So let's talk about the presidents. The smallest and shortest president was James Madison, who weighed 100 pounds and was 5'4". The largest was William Taft, who weighed over 330 pounds, and he became stuck in a bathtub, so they had to install a bigger one in the White House. And then the tallest president was Abraham Lincoln at 6 feet 5 inches tall.
All right,
There you
what's that? All right,
go.
great. Okay, Reliant.
Hello. So this month I have more than 4 agencies mentioned that gave me referral for home security by Reliant. Okay, we closed 3 for them, so I want to mention more about it so it can help you guys to make more money. So the the home security first after you install it, you get discount for your homeowner insurance. Okay, and then it's connect to the police, hospital, and fire department. And then not only the camera, okay, but we have the home automation. Like you can close your garage door by your phone and your key and your door lock. Okay, so it's like for different people with different function. Like for me, just this morning, I drove away, I come to here after 5 minutes. I don't remember if I closed my garage door or not, so I drive back home to check it. So it happened to me all the time.
So instead, get that, you could just close.
Yeah, if you have this, and then you can just kick your phone, okay? And like this month, like Bernadette, Yuman, and Shana, they sign up for the home security. They referral, okay? Like Bernadette's referral, then her sister is not using Reliant, but we still close that. But if they're using Reliant for electricity, and then it'd be cheaper for them for the home security, okay? So yeah, for home security referral is 250, okay? When you refer your customer to me for electricity, I will work for them for their home security too. Before because in Reliant, we have the home security team to do the home security. Before I just submit the lead for them. So the closing rate was not really higher, okay? But right now I get involved too. So I kind of like pre-sell the customer. So it's much better now. So if like it's the same thing when you refer customer to me, if you can mention this a little bit, and then because some people need to tell them 3 times, 4 times to accept an idea, okay? When they hear from different people and the closing rate is higher, it's more easy for you, okay?
All right.
All right, so you're relying your electricity and your home warranty. Can I have one of those even though if I don't have the security?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. No. All right, MCAP, come on up.
Okay, all right, guys. Can business partners go to family reunion? Because that's
Yes.
like
They can.
majorly.
Dale
that's
used to
good
go, but
stuff.
now he doesn't anymore. I don't know why, so you can
Because
take
he's
his
such a
spot.
slacker.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, guys, I'll be quick. I know everybody's hungry, wants to get out of here. Just to kind of go off what Chad mentioned earlier about inflation, and Dale mentioned it last week that home prices are up 14%, rates are up 0.75 since Christmas. We see those kind of leveling out. We don't really see them going down, and don't see house prices going down either. So it is best to engage us on the front end so we can help you. We're very good at putting puzzle pieces together. So if this program doesn't work, let's look at this one, let's look at this one, let's look at this one. So let us kind of shuffle the deck for your buyers. A couple of things Dale wanted me to mention. We're seeing more contracts with 1.5% earnest money. So may want to consider that. Yep. To get your offer to stand out. We don't have any more overlays, and kind of what that means is we're just following straight Fannie Freddie guidelines, and we haven't added any additional like credit requirements, et cetera, as a company on top of that. We've removed those. Self-employed borrowers, again, we don't have the profit and loss statements and no bank statements, so that's good too. Okay. All right.
Great.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Thank you. All right. And then we got come on up for our lunch sponsor. Take the stage. You got a good audience online, so talk to the camera as well.
Okay. Hi, I'm Teal with Sam's Cleaning Hauling. Thanks for having me here. I think last time we played Celebrity Housekeeper. I'd like to get everyone involved. So I have 2-3 minutes here. Let's start. We're gonna do window cleaning. We're gonna do household cleaning products. I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. This will be very fast. So it'll be the right side against the left side. All right, right side against left. Just blurt it out. I'll keep track. All right, household cleaning product. What is a dish soap that starts with D? That's side 1. What is a laundry detergent that starts with G? I think I hit it. So 1-1. Huh? Well, that's fast. All right, 3 more questions. Ooh. What is an oven cleaner that starts with E? Oh, 2-1. Okay. So y'all gotta take this one or else. Okay. What is a vacuum cleaner that starts with B? Oh, okay. We're down to the last one. Okay, this is it. This is the last one. What is a window cleaning that starts with G? Window cleanser that starts with G. Grass Plus. All right. Thank you, the winner. All right, Teal with Sam's Cleaning Hauling. What we do is we do move in, move out cleanings. We take care of everything when the customer's moving out. You know, they don't want to get rid of all their furniture. So we do the hauling. We clean everything from the oven, the baseboards, upstairs, downstairs, and bathroom cleaners. And we also do outside window cleaning. So you can text me. I have my cards out there, and you can get a free quote. But that's what we're in, cleaning and hauling. Teal with Sam's Cleaning Hauling. I
Okay.
appreciate you having here, and we've got some pizza.
You got
back
lunch and you'll be around to answer some
Yeah,
more
I'll be here.
questions as well. All right, good resource. All right, thank you guys. All right, trust you got a great value out of that. Join us next year for family reunion. I don't know where it's gonna be. I just had a hint. But it is, I will tell you is, it does capture the very essence of what Keller Williams about, right? You capture the family, you capture the education and training, the networking, and sometimes it's not even the class, it's what you capture when you're there, right? You can't go to a campfire virtually. Sometimes you got to get there to person and feel the heat. You might get a little smoky. That's because you're hanging out later. We call that something else, but as well. But glad you're here. Join us next week. Anything we can do for you, we're proud to be in business with you. Go do some lead generating and touch your database.
Can I
Yeah.
stop for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to recognize 2 agents in the PC program because it's the end of February and they're in the top 20, and it's Ali and Reno. It's a great accomplishment for them, and they are the proof that consistency and going after it pays off. They're fairly, Ali is really new. really new.
Good job.
And
All right.
Reno is a rock star.
Oh, Reno, where to go? We expected that. We already had you on. You should be there. All right. Thank you, guys.